agriculture sector with related issues such as the environment, climate change, health, and people's livelihoods are major discussions at national and global level. At national level, as you may all be aware, we are at a time when various policies and acts are being reviewed, such as the 7th National Development Plan, the agriculture policy. We just had the new land policy, which was approved a few months ago. We also have the National Biosafety Act, which is also one of the big contentious acts that is being reviewed, which looks at issues around GMOs. To mention but a few. We are also faced at the moment with the COVID-19, which is impacting on our health and well-being. And we know that one of the issues that has risen out of COVID-19 is how do we protect ourselves, how do we improve our immune systems. We saw when the COVID outbreak came out how much eucalyptus tree was on the streets, just to show you how much our environment also contributes to our health. So it's all about the sector of agriculture and how it can, contribute to the well-being of people. As media, your role is to bring to the fore this information and create awareness on how important our food system is to our health, our well-being, our environment, and economic development as a nation.
We are in a time where a lot of false narratives. These false narratives are basically meant to promote the interest of big corporations, big multinationals. Farmers are being promised with all these false hopes of saying you can improve productivity through fertilizer, through hybrid, through using herbicides, through using pesticides. But we all know that decades of doing this has not resulted in the reduction of poverty. Decades of doing this has not resulted into full sovereignty for the farmers. Unfortunately, decades of all these programs, FISIP and all these interventions have seen the rise in the levels of malnutrition now than ever before, showing that this is not working. It is important that we get this message across to the farmers, across to the policymakers, that we need to encourage agroecology. We need to encourage mixed cropping, so that farmers at their own level can promote nutrition.
What is responsible sustainable agriculture? So according to McClymon's 1980, sustainable agriculture is the act of farming based on the understanding of ecosystem services, the study of relationships between organisms and the environment. So then for agriculture to be deemed as sustainable agriculture, then it should harness the following. So agriculture has to be economically viable, socially acceptable, and ecologically sound.
Principle number 2 is equality and equity. The farmer, the smallholder farmer, is supposed to be given the rights for them to practice equally how to manage the environment systems properly, for us to continue having the sustainable managing of our ecology, the biodiversity. So if the farmers have the right to do in terms of equity of their production, then the principle is also taking care of it.
You go to a farmer, when it is about to start raining, they will tell you if the ants are moving in this direction, it means that it is about to start raining. That is all indigenous knowledge. So scientific knowledge and indigenous knowledge should be combined so that agriculture is meaningful and it also helps us to achieve the sustainable development goals.
The FISIP does not provide indigenous local seeds that is beneficial. It only provides seed from these seed companies. So therefore, we are losing biodiversity. We're also being encouraged to monocrop. There are very few varieties and there are very few types of seeds that is encompassed in the Farmers Input Support Program. So you find that many farmers have large fields of the same crop, depending on these seed from seed companies, also depending on these fertilizers from seed companies. So this is also making crop production less resilient to threats such as pests, pandemic, climate change, because we have a specific seed on the market, because we have to depend on these seed companies for seed. In case of a pandemic like COVID-19, when farmers stop, when these seed companies say we're going to close down for a moment, we will not have seed to circulate. Therefore, farming is not sustainable because we're dependent on them.
So there's need for us to be reminded time to time on such issues, which are very important. We're talking about issues of agriculture. And all of us here, we have eaten. It's because of a farmer out there. But of course, we need to do farming in a wise way by applying those methods which you have shared with us.